Hey everybody, Eddie Fbach here on Fbach Live with our first review on the 1997 film Event Horizon starring Laurence Fishburne and Sam Neill. So some of the things that you can expect from these movie reviews are some factoids about the actors and actresses and the filming process of the movie, things that stand out to me about the movie, my honest opinion of the film itself, and I like to throw in some comedic relief here and there. Event Horizon is directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who also directed many of the Resident Evil movies and Alien vs. Predator. The movie is about a space rescue team who's tasked with investigating the reappearance of a research vessel that disappeared in a black hole about 7 years ago. Once they board this lost ship, they soon discover that shit's a bit funky, and they're about to find out why. So Event Horizon stars Laurence Fishburne from the Matrix series and TV's Blackish, Sam Neill from the Jurassic Park series, Sean Pertwee from Gotham, Jolie Richardson from the Nip Tuck series, and Jason Isaacs from Harry Potter as well as Netflix The OA. Laurence Fishburne plays Captain Miller, commanding officer of the Lewis and Clark rescue ship. His performance was described by me as monotone, basically Morpheus with hair. He lacks emotion even though he is an emotional character. An example of this is when he describes to DJ the man he lost on one of his previous missions and how it affected him. The only time I felt I could relate to him was after viewing the footage of the previous crew tearing each other to shreds. He bluntly states, "We're leaving, and fuck this ship." I could not agree more. Sam Neill plays Doc Weir, chief scientist aboard the Lewis and Clark rescue ship. He designed and built the core capable of creating black holes, which now resides on board the Event Horizon. His performance wasn't that strong. It could be the fault of the director, because I've seen him in other movies and he's done a good job in those. His horror acting / acting scared doesn't seem like a strong suit in this film. As an example, you can see him screaming here. The one thing that is positive about his performance, when crew members begin having visions and questioning their sanity, Doc Weir arrogantly refutes their claims as delusions and pisses everybody the fuck off. So yeah, good job Sam Neill. Story. Begins well enough. There's a problem. Doc Weir says that he can solve it. Turns out that he really can't. Shit ensues. Character development was lacking. You really only find out what makes them tick, what their basic fears are, which in this movie, that's really all you need to know about the characters. So if you are looking for some kind of character development, you're not going to find it here. There are some plot holes, mainly the story revolving around the evil entity that resides within the Event Horizon. And unfortunately, the final showdown was anticlimactic because there isn't a clear answer for the entity's origin or motive for the destruction it caused. So the storyline starts off alright, but at the end I'm left with questions like, what was the evil lurking within? Where did it come from specifically? Is it Satan or just a demonic entity? Why does the crew react to disturbing situations with such little emotion? An example of this is when Peters bumps into the corpse in zero gravity. She doesn't scream. She lets out an exclamation of, "Oh!" That's it. The other crew members ask, where are his eyes? Who fucking cares? What happened to his body? Why is he butt naked? Why is his body torn to shreds? Where the hell is everyone? Spoiler alert for anybody who cares of this 23-year-old movie. Why was it so simple for Doc Weir to be possessed by the dark entity and not anybody else? The violence and the gore doesn't really show up until about halfway through the film. After that, there is a lot of it, but only enough to make you feel a tad bit squeamish. There is a bit of foul language and some nudity, but nothing too crazy. So the content that I liked the best was the set design, makeup, and the practical effects. In regards to set design, the main thing that stood out to me were the red, bloody vines that crawl up the walls on the inside of the Event Horizon ship. It kind of reminds me of your blood vessels, veins, but not in the human body, on the inside of a ship. Almost like it's a living creature. The makeup I thought was really, really cool, especially on, spoiler alert, was Doc Weir's possessed self. At the end, he's bald, his teeth are yellow and cracked, and he's got these red scratches / engravings in his skin, which are that of nightmares, really. Last but not least, the practical effects I thought were great. The movie was made in 1997, so CGI, yes, even though it was a thing, only played a little part within the movie. You could see certain tanks, oxygen tanks floating, knives, different scalpels floating around in zero gravity, and that was all CGI'd. But whenever it comes to the tank filled with blood, whenever it comes to Jason Isaacs' character being ripped open and impaled on hooks and his guts displayed, that was awesome. That was amazing use of practical effects. The replay value is almost next to nothing. Even though I was left with a few questions in the end, it still isn't enough for me to press play again. It wasn't an awful movie. There were scares. I jumped. I said fuck a bunch of times. It could be that it's a 23-year-old movie and then it just doesn't compare to the horror films today. It's definitely a good film to watch just to say that you did, but in the end, I still would not recommend this for children. Thanks guys for watching. If you enjoyed the review, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if there's something specific you want to see, just let me know in the comments down below. Again, thank you, and I'll see you next time.